Walk with me. Let me talk to you for a minute. I want to take you into my life, a traumatized childhood, a story of Sage Jr., painful past, perfect present, a story of Alvin Cole, a kid from a battleground holding his own in this cold world.
What up, gang? It's your boy Max, and we back on one of these dope ass reactions again, bro. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know why you're here. So before we even continue to do this shit, bro, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, bro. Hit the sub button. Don't forget to like the video, and also comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. This is not a breakdown right now or lyric breakdown. No. We're gonna be catching up the bars and shit, but they ain't a full lyrics breakdown. This is one of the songs that all the critics said was Eminem's worst song on the entire album of Revival. The entire Revival album, this was the song all the critics came together. And they said the beat was so bad that you could like listen to Eminem yelling like he's not even in the studio. I'm telling you, but we're going to check it out to listen. But like I said, how many rappers out there you've seen being inducted into the Hall of Fame? Rock and roll. Making hip-hop music. But in the end of it, get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Eminem. Because the homie try to make you understand that he does not have limitation. That's the reason why some of his songs, you will listen to the kind of hard mental like metal beat and stuff, that the hard beat that you listen to like it's a rock beat, but he's rapping on it to make you understand he has the most amazing cadences in the world. But people don't fuck with that, bro. We here today to listen to Eminem's worst song according to all the critics. I've been trying to do this. How many person voted for this that it was in one of Eminem's worst songs? A lot of people said it was worst. It was so hard to listen to, back and forth. But we're gonna listen to it here, and you let me know. I'm gonna put up like a pool, and you let me know if "Untouchable" was Eminem's worst song, like a yes or no. After the song, I'm gonna put up a pool on the channel where you can vote. You let me know if "Untouchable" was one of Eminem's worst songs ever, because that's what they said. So let's check it out, bro. Let's check it out. Look at the beginning of this shit. Hands up. Officer, don't shoot. Then put up your pants. Promise you won't loot. We may never understand each other, bro. Don't shoot. Your hands up. Don't shoot. But how you gonna put up your pants, bro, when your hands up? How you gonna put up your pants? Like, it goes to the fact that people like sagging. You got black people love to wear clothes with their pants down. Not even black people, bro. A lot of people do that shit. Come on, let's go.
Black boy, we ain't gonna lie to you. Black boy, we don't like the sight of you. Pull up on the side of you, window roll down profile. Then we wonder why we see the side of you. Probably coming from the dope house. We can let you slide, but your tail light is blue. Out, we know you're hiding that hidey clue on you. Another drug charge, homie, it's back inside for you. And just in case the chase might is, so we got the trident, your pistol, you right at you, we beat you.
Okay, first of all, I will say this. The critics said that this is Eminem's worst song, like I said from the beginning. Again, the beat ain't so bad. The beat ain't bad at all. You might not understand why he might have used this beat on freaking Revival. But again, I will tell you that Revival was one of the major reasons why Eminem was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Because Revival had a lot of rock beat. Like the beat on Revival. If you listen to Revival, you will understand. You would think that is a rock and roll band playing on stage. But it was low-key Eminem trying to tap into a different kind of genre to be able to make you understand he can do everything. But you all came and try. But like, man, you're trashing this. Listen to what he's saying. Yo, I'm more about, okay, you're more about the beat. I'm more about the message. Everything he's saying is realistic with the fact that you know how people being racially profiled. Like he's saying, roll down your window and all that. You know how the shit is like. In typical America, you know how the shit is like. So he's saying it as it is. But that isn't yo, you see my problem with people is I don't understand certain black people or certain people for that matter. Because I listen to like freaking Joe Budden and Charlie Mann sitting on the Breakfast Club talking shit about this on this entire album. So now I'm like, okay, this homie's white. He got money. He's rich. Do you really think that he's obligated to come make an album and talk about the racial abuse against black people or the racial inequality in America and be speaking on behalf of black people? Do you think he really need to do it, or is something that he's bound to do? No, he does not need to do this shit, bro. He got no obligation that says that Eminem, you need to make a song speaking for black people. He's already he's a millionaire, bro. He's a millionaire. So he does not need to do it. The fact that he did it and critics are saying it is Eminem's worst song, it tells me how people are so ungrateful. I'm telling you, everything he just said here is something that's happening in America today. It's something that's happening in America today. But nobody want to see that part. They want about the beat is pretty crazy. And they did not try to take out the lyrics, but they were on about the beat. So it's one of Eminem's worst song on Revival album. Because the beat mixed the lyrics not in a way that anybody want to even listen to the song. But I would say that you are lame as hell. Like the fact that you just get on a song and you just go with the beat and you just turn it off without listening to what the person trying to say. It's crazy. But let's get it.
Probably coming from the dope house. We can let you slide, but your tail light is blue. We know you're hiding that hidey clue on you. Another drug charge, homie, it's back inside for you. And just in case the chase might is, so we got the trident, two pistols, you right it, you. We'd be delighted to unload it in your back and walk up and lay that taser on the side of you. Fuck up, what the fuck am I to do? I keep telling myself, keep doing like you're doing. No matter how many lives you ruin, it's for the red, white, and blue. Time to go find a new one and split his head right in two. No one's ever indicted you. Why? Cause you're...
You see? That's what he's saying. Like the freaking police, bro. The freaking police. Like the racially already profile black people. First of all, if you wanted to start even degrading some of the tracks on Revival, like the way, that's why I even get pissed when the freaking Breakfast Club is talking about some shit that I know they should be on the right. How many rap artists out there is even saying this shit on their albums? How many? They have platforms, bro. You think they don't have platforms? The Jay-Z got a big platform. The Lil Wayne got a very big freaking platform. The J. Cole got a big platform. Who don't you know? The Kendrick Lamar got a platform. Of his recent album, he only talked about the culture, bro. It was more focused with keen on the culture. What about what's happening right now that you seeing? People being the issue of racially profiling black people is what Eminem talking about here. Is what I don't need to read this shit for you. You can go and read up the lyrics for yourself. But they say this was one of Eminem's worst albums out here. So you let me know. You tell no matter how many lives you ruin, it's for the red, white, and blue. This is for America. No matter how many lives they kill, they be like, yeah, the men in blue, like the freaking police, like the life on the line and back and forth and all that shit. But they literally pull a gun out and just freaking kill you without even you trying to pull a gun out. And they be like, I thought you were reaching for a gun. So now, when you get stopped in traffic, you got to put your hands on the stuff. First of all, you got to do that. If you're black especially. Because Because if you do any movement that might, and if you check the history, if you check, like I'm saying, it's not, we're not trying to teach hate, but if you, we're not trying to go on a racial point of view, but if you really check the amount of gun violence and shit going on in America, it's not about black people doing it. It's not about black people doing it, but still they get racially profiled for a lot of shit. That's what Eminem here doing. But he's standing here as a white dude, standing and talking about the racial inequality of black people in America. But they still took the song and trashed it and said it was Eminem's worst song.
I keep telling myself, keep doing like you're doing. No matter how many lives you ruin, it's for the red, white, and blue. Time to go find a new one and split his head right in two. No one's ever indicted you. Why? Cause you're a white boy, you're a rock star. White boy, in your cop car. I don't listen to it cause my head is like a sieve. White boy.
Yo, what he just said, right? All the shit you've done is for the red, white, and blue. You ruined people's life. You killed people on suspicious fact that they were reaching for guns. You had your knees on somebody's neck and you killed him. And a lot of that's what I don't even. I'm a little bit disengaged from like stop following Fox News, like, because all the spew on that freaking Fox News on especially Instagram is just all BS and raw racism. But like what he's saying, like most of these racial inequalities that those not like I always said here, like there are some people who are pretty racial, like in some case, but not all of them. But he put in the case of being a white boy. Since you're white, you're like a rock star. You're like a rock star. So every shit you do, you get away with it. You get away with it. He's talking this shit like he was living. The song came out about 2 years ago. When like that's how he's saying this. That's how he's talking about it. But you are trash the shit, bro. You are trash. There ain't nothing to break down here, bro. There's just something to explain and vent out about. How he like that's the same thing that Redman was saying. He does not have to do this. Even the fact that he went and he did on the BET Cypher when all you black folks came together and you were like, Eminem ain't for the culture and shit. You said all the back and forth crap and nonsense about the fact that he Eminem, why he's being like this and he in the way of black people, he taking up space and he's not part of the culture, and you were like, you gotta like kick him out of the culture and back and forth. The nigga still came out on the BET award, on the BET Cypher, and he called out Donald Trump on his BS. He did that. He called out Donald Trump on his BS for black people and the racial inequality in America. He made an album Revival where he flagged out everything happening using his big platform as he is to tell you what happened in America. But you all came and sat on one freaking talk show being the major critics of music and be like, nah, that's the worst song we ever listened to. The beat is sober. But what about what he was saying, bro? Nobody grabs that shit. Nobody did. Especially Joe Budden and his freak. I don't know, man. I don't want YouTube saying shit about me, but it just pisses me off. Like, it does.
You're untouchable. Nobody can tell me shit cause I'm a black boy, we don't get your culture and we don't care what our government's done to fuck you over, man. Don't tell us your attitudes are results of that. Roll the gas when you get the chip on your shoulder and why you kicking that soda can? Pull your pants up, we got the roller band. Throw your ass in the van car. You don't have to know our plans or what our intentions are. Our cards are close to our chest, you better show your hands and put our minds more at ease. You get shot in the thigh, boy, comply or die, boy. We're fighting the crime war, here come the swine, trying to clean up the streets from all these minorities. That's what we call them pigsties for. They're like eyesores to police.
That's what we call them pigsties for. They're eyesores to police. Talk to you like just a piece of trash. Ain't that facts, bro? Ain't that facts? Let's go from Breonna Taylor to all of the people that were killed. They weren't even heavily armed, but they were killed. And I've seen a lot of people who were heavily armed, who were white. I'm not trying to preach anything about racism here. I'm just trying to speak to the fact of what Eminem is saying, of what he's saying. And this is all centered around the fact that you got way too much police officer who just don't like to see black people. And that is the fact. That ain't something we gotta go back and forth to argue about, because there are stats, there are records that are there to show you that it is indeed what he's saying is the truth. It ain't no back and forth shit about it. Ain't no back and forth shit about it. Because I know there might be people want to argue the fact that, oh, you know, when they say put your hands up. First of all, it has become a culture among the black community whenever you get stopped by police to put your hands to the windshield of the car. How many white people do that? How many? It has become a culture because they believe that all of the crimes and violence on the street is because of the blacks. And it's because it originated that black people are the most carrier of these weapons and stuff. But if you look at the mass shooting in America nowadays, how many black mass shooting have you seen? How many black mass shooting have you seen in history of America where a black person pick up a gun and go and kill everybody on the school campus? But again, it's just America. It's weird, bro. It's fucking weird. But that's what he's saying. Like, black people are like a peak star for. They're like so arse to the police. We don't like to see you. We don't like to see you, bro. Especially.
That's what we call them pigsties for. They're like eyesores to police. Talk too like you're just a piece of trash. Feels like we're stuck in a time warp to me. As I kick these facts and get these mixed reactions, as this beat backspins, it's like we're drifting back into the 60s. Having black skin is risky, cause this keeps happening. Throughout history, African Americans have been treated like shit, and I admit there have been times where it's been embarrassing to be a white boy, you're a rock.
See it again? The homie's not just talking about the fact that he trying to reference it being to you being a white boy and you a cop, being all I don't know, glamorous and shit because you're white. But he then twist the whole shit and turn it back to him. He feel embarrassed being white sometimes because some of these white cocksuckers, like, they embarrass him. They embarrass him, like, they embarrass his race. The fact that he's white, he's trying to make it look like there are some people out there who ain't even supposed to be wearing freaking police uniform. For fact that I know. But he twisted around again and let you know the way to keep that, as this beat backspin, is like we're drifting to the 60s. The 60s, like life is getting modernized now. We are moving pretty much into a modern age, but it's still like we're back in the 60s, like the 60s when we had those kind of stuff happening. Those kind of stuff happening where blacks were not even allowed to go into to shops and shit. Blacks were not even allowed to sit with other people to have those kind of conversation. Blacks weren't even allowed to date a white girl. Those crap and shit. Man, that fucking. I know you two gonna be like, oh yo, we gonna ban this video or maybe demonetize it because you saying a lot of stuff and you maybe being pissed off. But who cares? I don't give two shits. But we gonna talk about the fact about what we saying here. If the video reach a larger audience, I'm fine. I'm pretty fine with that. But that's just the fact. So when I hear people saying, what pisses me off is not the fact that Eminem speaking about what he's saying here. What pisses me off is when the same freaking black community that he's trying to stand for is trashing him. How many black artists using the platform to speak about this? Show me them. Let me see them. Name them. Show me a song like this. Raw as it is. Saying the facts.
There have been times where it's been embarrassing to be a white boy, you're a rock star. White boy, in your cop car. White boy, you're untouchable. Nobody can tell me shit cause I'm a Seems like the average lifespan of a white man is more than twice than a black lifespan. I wonder sometimes if it has a problem.
Okay, so first of all, before you talk about the beat, this song, most of you critics said that the song is bad because of the beat, right? Okay, this song has pretty much of a 2-section or whatever. The beat, the rock and roll beat or the rock beat stops to 2 minutes 49 seconds. but you trashed the entire song. And when 2 minutes 49 seconds is half of almost the song, but you trashed the whole song. You trashed the whole album, not the song. I mean, the whole album. But you said this was the worst of all the songs on Revival. You homies be taking. I don't know what you be taking these days. Like, I don't know what you be taking. That's the point of it.
Seems like the average lifespan of a white man is more than twice than a black lifespan. I wonder sometimes if it has a price scanner. I feel like checking out on life, can I escape the circumstance? I'd rather hear him say die inward than die outward. Ninja.
Oh my God! Did you just? No, I'm gonna give you time to read that shit, bro. I'm gonna give you time. I'm gonna give you time to read that. Yeah, are you done? Are you done? I'm gonna come back now. I'm gonna come back. Seems like the average lifespan of a white man is more than twice a black lifespan. A lot of black people will be shot to death or be killed without not even having a pistol. But those people with the heavy artillery gun who go and do school shootings and stuff, or people who are heavily armed, majority of them do not even die in the process, bro. So they got caught. I'm not talking about that part of the story, but I'm just trying to make a point. You understand the whole vantage point of which I'm trying to portray right now. So I ain't gonna go in details.
White boy, in your cop car. I don't listen to him 'cause my head is like a sieve. White boy, you're untouchable. Who's coming to an end? I don't give a care. Nobody can tell me shit 'cause I'm a big rock star. Seems like the average lifespan of a white man is more than twice than a black lifespan. I wonder sometimes if it has a price scanner. I feel like checking out on life, can I escape the circumstance? I'd rather hear him say die inward than die outward. Ninja, now it's better disguised banter, but that's life. Strapped cause we're strapped financially and can't find answers. We're applying, but McDonald's seems to be the only franchise that'll hire, so how can we have higher standards? It's talent.
I ain't breaking shit down for that. You gotta know what he's trying to say. First of all, the system is a way that is not pushing the fact of providing equal employment. No, there ain't no equal employment. You know the shit. You know, it seems like he's living black, bro. He's like being white on the surface, but black inside. That's facts. You know that. We ain't gonna go back and forth about that shit. You know he was from the trailer park. You know his life was even more way tougher, bro. You know he had it. He's the only man, the only white man I can be proud to say he's a nigger. I can use the N-word on because that's for a fact. You know that. But he's describing this to you in the sense that how do you expect me to have higher standards when the only place that's open as even a franchise, bro, it's like a McDonald's. How much McDonald's gonna pay you?
Cause we're strapped financially and can't find answers. We're applying, but McDonald's seems to be the only franchise that'll hire, so how can we have higher standards? As Dallas overshadows the battle for Black Lives Matter, we fight back with violence but acts like batter. Black guys on the movement, which makes Black Lives Matter. At cops and cops matter, that's why it's
You hear what he just said? We fight back with violence. Black Lives Matter. You see, like you talk about the Dallas overshadows the battle for Black life. But we fight back with violence, but acts like black eyes on the movement, which makes black lives not matter anymore, but black lives matter. Why the cops gonna get more pissed? Because the fact that we gonna take up these protests and shit. Yeah, but black life matters. So cops gonna get pissed now. Cops gonna get madder for this shit.
on the movement, which makes Black Lives Matter. At cops and cops matter, that's why it's at a stalemate and can't arrive at a compromise, so it's black ops. I wonder if we hire more black cops, the crap stops. The block is our backyard's office, it's not the crack spot. Call the attack dogs off of this man, you always act all pissed.
Facts! Eminem! He's preaching for you guys. Like, come on, like. That's why we are a stalemate. Facts. We are a stalemate. We in the middle of this shit. We are the middle of this shit. We cannot reach a compromise because one side feels this way, one side feels this way. Nobody gonna give in. Well, what about we hire more black cops, bro? What if we do that? But listen to me. Even if you hire more black cops, bro, they will be afraid to do what some of those guys can do. The white guys can do, bro. Those white cops, they will be afraid because if they do that, the system is designed in the way to go pretty hard on them legally. And I'm telling you, man, I ain't gonna be coming here. I ain't gonna be political about this whole shit because I know this video. If the video even plays out there on YouTube, then it's a freaking how to put it. If YouTube does not sanction it, then it's okay.
One day if we hire more black cops, the crap stops. The block is our backyard's office, it's not the crack spot. Call the attack dogs off of this man, you always act all pissed off. But instead of traffic stop, bad cops fuck it up for the good cops. And man, stop sending white cops in the black neighborhoods who ain't acclimated to them like that's the way to do it. Who seen some fucking videos of rappers waving guns and know nobody black, so they act afraid of us. And that's racism. The fear.
And know nobody black, so they act afraid of us. He did not say they act afraid of them. So he's actually literally acclaiming himself to be black too. So, which is pretty much a pretty sensitive topic. Why will you keep sending white cops into black neighborhoods? They sit back in their homes and watch a freaking rap song with a black dude waving a gun. So their thing is an actuality. It's real life. It's not real life, bro. Go there. So when you send these freaking white cops in the neighborhoods and shit that has a lot of black people or black neighborhoods, they come into there and they have to be more robust because every black person is scrapped. But the part that made it more pretty clear is Eminem saying us and nobody black, so they act afraid of us.
Guns and know nobody black, so they act afraid of us. And that's racism. The fear that a black face gives them. A subconscious racist. Wait, why are there black neighborhoods? Cause America segregated us, designated us to an area, separated us, sectionated us when we tear it up. The only time attention's paid to us, and education sucks, and every day's another Freddy Gray for us. A levee breaks a fuzz. Why is it they treat us like dry land? We just want a safe environment for our kids, but can't escape the sirens. Don't take a scientist to see our violent nature lies in the poverty that we face, so the crime rates the highest in the lowest classes. It's like a razor wire fence with trap.
But that's fact. I think poverty brings out more crime rate. If you have a neighborhood where the poor people there don't have any chance or any means to, like, I see people get a job, like you, like, back and forth and do this, bro. Nobody, the system is not even freaking equally in the way that people can get a job in that sense. That's not how the system works for a lot of people. So first of all, you want the fact that get a job, like a lot of you all say, and which is pretty crazy that you be saying that. That's insane. That's what he letting you know right now. And that is a fact. Eminem speaking like he's a freaking, I don't know, economist. Because first of all, if you really deep down, that go deeper dive into economics, you will understand that poverty has a huge influence on crime rate. Do a study on that. I did a study on that. Poverty has a very huge influence on crime rate. I ain't here to talk about my state. That's what he's saying is a serious issue. They're poor. They're poor. That's why they have one of the highest of rate of crime. And you might understand that because of the segregation, like he already spoke about in the first stanza, the segregation happening all around. You see that. Bro, come on, I gotta end this video already because it's already like Eminem trying to be like, I don't know.
And escape the sirens, don't take a scientist to see our violent nature lies in the poverty that we face, or the crime rates the highest in the lowest classes. It's like a razor wire fence that we're trapped in. These racial biases that plague our society, which makes our anxiety levels raise every time we see a devil's face. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. It's more like billy clubs and gats, but we really love it when you think we're guilty cause we're black. But you kill each other, bats, you kill each other's cats for silly stuff like hats. Single mother struggling.
I think there's a reference to. Wait, I'm trying to get the shit. Yo, this is a reference to certain scenario. I forgot about it, bro. Help me in the comment section. But you kill each other facts. You pew each other caps for silly stuff like hats. Let me know about that. But Eminem referencing something, bro.
Bats, you kill each other's cats for silly stuff like hats. Single mother struggling through substance abuse while people with nothing to lose shoot each other for shoes.
Yeah. This is the shit. Yeah, come on, bro. Let's get it.
Substance abuse while people with nothing to lose shoot each other for shoes. Fuck your Republican views. Pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. What a fuck.
Yeah. Republican views, bro. Man, F that, bro. Where you going? Let's get this shit going.
Each other for shoes. Fuck your Republican views. Pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. What the fuck are the boots? And streets act as a narrative. Don't gotta read comics or be that into character. Just to see that, just to be black, you better be strapped with a Derringer or be Captain America like Steve Rogers. Cause no one oversees these cops and all we see is them beat charges. We done seen them beat Rodney King unconscious and got off. So we don't need all you crooked police officers' peace offerings. Just keep marching till we reach Congress. But they're gonna say you're trying to take an irrational stance if you try to slander the flag. But somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb, so they call it a Kaepernick tantrum if you don't stand for the national anthem.
See it. So to slander you know Kaepernick, because he didn't stand for the national anthem. So they actually slander him. They call him a lot of names and shit. Even Donald freaking Trump did a lot of shit because he could not stand for the national anthem. Yo, that's why I need to unfollow Fox News, bro. Because those guys, if you go in the comment section, hey, listen to me. If you want to know that racism is real, follow Fox News. That's where you're going to know that this shit is real, bro. This shit is real. I'm telling you, no cap. There was a scenario that involved... Who did this shit involve? It involved LeBron James, bro. One of the recent time, Fox News posted on their page that LeBron James just turned to a billionaire. The hateful comments were way too much. Seeing the black guy becoming a billionaire. And they were like, how did he become a billionaire while people don't have food to eat? By throwing the ball around, so he became a billionaire. He threw ball around and tracking, and then when the shooting went on, when the shooting happened, and LeBron James had a statement to make, go to Fox News and see what they were saying. Where does LeBron James even have the audacity to come on here and talk about? Yeah, but that's just for real, bro. That's just for real. And this slander Kaepernick. They just posted Kaepernick game on Fox News of recent. Go there and check out the story about what they said. Because he knew. He brought about the kneeling now. Even in the soccer matches where you see people kneeling for racism, it all originated from Kaepernick. There we have it, man. That's good.
We raise it, you better praise it, or you'll be made to feel like a traitor will. Treat you like Rodney Dangerfield, home of the bravest still, Racistville. So this whole nation feels like a plantation field in a country that claims that its foundation was based.
Well, you know what a plantation field was like, right? That's where black people were taken as slaves to go and work. The plantation. If you didn't know that, the plantation field was where black people were taken as slaves to go and work. But this whole nation feels like a racist veil. Like a plantation field. Facts.
Whole nation feels like a plantation field in a country that claims that its foundation was based on United States ideals that had its natives killed. Got you singing this star-spangled spiel to a piece of cloth that represents a land of the free that made people slaves to build.
God. Yo, but there you have it. There you have it. This homie is like a prophet, bro. Like he said, everything that's in the Actra happen is like the Star Spangled Banner, like the Star Spangled Banner. This is a national anthem, but that's what he letting you know. That's what he letting you know, bro. This place is a racist veil, like the plantation field that has slaves working on it. Slaves working on it. Even like it's still up to this time that you have black people working their ass off to a minimum wage in a whole different way. So even if a black man becomes a billionaire, people are mad. They're pissed. They're angry. So it's like the same shit with slavery right now. That's what he's saying. But here is my point. He's white. He referred to himself as being black. Not because he does not understand the issue of the white privilege and all that crap and shit. No, that's not the reason. The reason is he understands what it's like to struggle and what it's like to come from nothing. But what pisses me off is the fact that you have a lot of black people trashing this album and calling this song. Well, you have more white people calling this song trash. And more black people saying the whole album is trash. Yeah, I'm telling you. But like we said, and like I say again today, right here, right now, he does not have to do this. Show me 2 rappers that ever done this before. Try to like speak on the issue of racism using their platform to do it. Man, I'm out of here, bro. If you want to subscribe, that'd be good. Fine. But again, it's all up to you to click that button. It's up to the family, man. Let's rock and roll together. Don't keep no hard feelings like we do. We say it's all entertainment and shit. See ya.